everybody out of the room at 5:30 so it doesn't conflict with the thing after this. Are there any questions for Peni? For either? Chris?
This is like the reunion with our old friend.
How did you begin your collaboration together? Have you worked together in the past, or
When I was doing my dissertation under Pat Sumarson at Wesleyan, focusing on Balinese experimental music. Although Balinese said, I really need to go to Central Java and meet Pat Sadri. That was in 2002. So I went there, and right when I joined his Sono City Ensemble, there was this like crazy woman from the coast who had just joined, and it was like her first year, your first year at EC.
Yeah.
So we've been like playing together one way or another for a long time, over 20 years.
Jadi kita tua bang, sudah. We'll over 20 years. Yes. Any other questions?
Yeah. So the traditional zither for gamelan usually has two sides, so you can pelog slindro it. And then there are all these tuning issues that we have to navigate. So this is pretty Western tuned, because later we'll be playing with Shazad, who will have a guitar with frets, and we won't have a lot of rehearsal. We kind of purposely said, oh, okay, we're going to push things into more Western tuning. But we have other pieces where like the Pinpia really likes just. Like all the thirds are actually pure thirds, where the instrument sounds really good. Sorry, this is like inside baseball. But sometimes we change the tuning for that because she will shift her tuning amazingly confidently. I've played in a lot of gamelan where if you just play the gamelan, it sounds out of tune by itself, and just she sings with you, and then after like a full gitting, you're like, you know, the gamelan doesn't sound that bad. It sounds in tune now. There's something really confident about her singing, so she's able to switch tunings really easily. The gamelan zither is pretty famously out of tune, or famously like not tuned very often. People, it's just kind of okay for it to be out of tune, apparently, except for you. And so this instrument has these guitar tunes on it that her husband made, and we're still working on it.
Yeah.
Is it just one string per note?
No, it's double.
It is double.
It's double, but then that's going through like a pog, and then a super ego pedal, so that I'm getting like pulling out the harmonics and amplifying the weird harmonics past the bridge. So it kind of fills in the missing, ombak and really complex pitch space of a whole gamelan.
Please visit my house. And see how many experiment instruments in my house in Surakarta.
Yeah.
2 hours from here by car.
Or 3
1 hour.
today.
Today's 3 hours. Aja dari ini.
But her husband is this unbelievable instrument maker, and so the Pinpia, he made 2 other Pinpias, like one with a banjo head, so it sounds like a pinjo. That's what we're calling it. And he made another one out of like a bamboo tube, which I didn't think would work, but it sounds really interesting. And he's been making experimental gongs for her performance at the Richmond Folk Festival in September. And he makes guitars and flutes and all this stuff. So if you hop on the train, the solo. That's kind of a collaboration between he and I. Yeah, because the trad Thai pia, like the northern Thai pia, is a stick and then a coconut attached to it. And when I studied that, the first time I heard that instrument, I was studying in Bali, playing really loud gong kabiar every day. And there was a Thai group coming through, and they gave me this cassette, and I was like, what is this? This is so different from what I listen to every day. And I went to northern Thailand and I studied for a while. And my teacher, he would, I kept trying to make the instrument louder. It's so quiet. And he was like, that's the opposite of what you should do. It's supposed to be as quiet as possible because it's a troubadour's instrument. If you go to Borobudur, you see representations of it, and they're very like amorous situations. And the way my teacher said it should be properly perceived is naked. Yeah. I mean,
Yes, actually.
P means to like present your. It sounds best with your shirt on, unless you're a boule, and your chest is covered with hair. So it's true. Yeah, and then you just get and
Yeah,
so,
when in the recording he's shaving.
yeah. So when we recorded in New York, she's like, look, I'm sure it makes it better like suction. And then you get a better blah, blah, blah. And it does. So she's like, you've got to shave. So we're in New York, and like that morning, I'm just like, and it sounded really good.
Yeah.
The problem is, like, every subsequent gig after that, I'm just going, because I'm not gonna. And half of your chest is shaved, and that looks like 40 of them. But so the way it's supposed to be heard, really, my teacher said, is you're playing it here, and then the woman. It's supposed to be as quiet as possible to make the woman get as close to you as possible. Yeah. And the way you're really supposed to hear it is with one ear pressed to the chest. So you hear it transduced through the body. But you also but you also hear like how fast his heart is beating. Then you hear it through the air as well. But it's like, we've gone to a bunch of, every Buddhist, like pre-Hindu Buddhist temple I've been to, you find in Java, in central Java, you find Kanari and Kanara, which is the Thai representation too, playing these instruments. But it's like the instruments at Borobudur. Nobody plays them. And whenever they do a reconstruction, it's always some dumb rock thing where it's Well, you know what I mean. Like they're making instruments that don't have a lot to do with, and there's no way they would sound this loud, right? Other questions? Where are you from? Yeah, okay. Yeah, I have seen this. And I think Philip Yampoli might have recorded this.
Pendidikannya
Yeah,
ikut
I know.
Ini belum pulang, kita lihat.
I think that's it.